1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rockdale Illingdon Sports Complex. Sydney FC taking on Western Sydney Wanderers. Sound good? Beautiful.
Gentlemen, please welcome the teams onto the field. Western Sydney Wanderers and your Sydney FC.
Well, a very good evening and welcome here to Rockdale, Illendon for round 24 action of the NPL Men's New South Wales competition. The Sydney Derby has arrived. Sydney FC playing host to the Western Sydney Wanderers, and the home side will be flying high off the back of a number of their players starring off the bench against Wrexham a little earlier this week in that friendly encounter. Great to have your company here from Sydney. My name is James Preston. These two sides really with plenty to play for. For Sydney FC, still sitting middle of the ladder in 10th place. For the Wanderers, of course, they are under threat of relegation. A 3-point deduction throughout the season, certainly playing its part in a nervy few weeks heading into the back end of the season here. And they were gallant, but unable to come away with points against Marconi last week, which means out of the past 5, they've picked up just the 1 point in total, with a draw coming a few rounds ago. So they are level on points with Mount Druitt Town Rangers at the foot of the ladder. They would love to get something on the board here. For Sydney FC, it's about building. Continuing to try and march their way up the ladder, especially with the new A-League season approaching. A number of these young players who impressed earlier during the week will certainly be able to try and stake a claim for that top spot in the A-League side. So a very intriguing encounter with these two youth teams. Generation Next on display here this evening. Great to have your company on a rather brisk Friday night. The local crowd, of course, is also energised here. Some running checks as well on the field too. It's in pristine order. Of course, artificial turf here at Rockdale Illendon Sports Centre. Decent crowd in attendance as well. Up front, that is Matthews McAllister, who has scored 12 goals so far this season. Real sharpshooter. He got some time in that match as well against Wrexham. But the talk of the town is, of course, Joe Lacey in jersey 29 for Sydney FC, scoring that wonder strike against Wrexham that ultimately proved to be the difference. So we are underway here for round 24 action in the NPL Men's Premier League. Sydney FC working away on this right-hand side. Managed to keep it in the field of play and then taken down there nicely from Alizart, who will knock it forward. Throw taken here from Marshall Witt. Work across their back line here, out towards this left-hand side. Good control to get away from the work there of Julian Kopp, who was applying some pressure, but he will manage to force Sydney backwards. Now they'll look to knock long and trying to find McAllister. They do indeed find a great ball into the box. Here's a chance early on. McAllister looking to get the shot and just to the side of the netting. Early warning signs there for the Western Sydney Wanderers. They sat off him, and you can't afford to do so against a man that can certainly find the back of the net across season 2025. And that has energised the home fans early on here. They're up and about. Wanderers needing to settle as Battalato sends it deep here for Franson. Franson bringing it wide now for Alizart. Alizart under pressure here. Headley doing a good job to try and win possession, but won't come away with it. Instead, it will be another Wanderers throw-in. Now the exchanges here. Home side controlling the tempo. Headed away now. Up above them with a nice head there. That was Barbic. Controlled then from Tilt, who sends it out to that right-hand side. Then deep as an option. Now Franson. with a chance to carry. Play it directly through the middle, under pressure though. Ball falls nicely though for the Wanderers. Now a little bit of space on that right-hand edge. And will carry and release there through Abdul Rahman. Getting a start here today. Early cross into the middle, not a bad delivery. Turned away though from Sydney FC. Heavy touch initially from Barbic. Still live here on the edge of the box. Once more they'll look to feed in the cross. This time turned away, and then the attempted effort there from Abdul Rahman. It was spectacular, but it didn't quite exactly connect. Good to see, though, from the young side here. They were very much behind the 8 ball from the get-go against Marconi last week, but it's a more up-tempo beginning here. So restarted now from Sydney FC up towards halfway and over that mark. Acon was the intended target. And good body contact as well there from McAllister, who is just chiming into the action. Wanderers now throwing deep. Plenty of space out here too for Alizan if they want to go quickly. Vidakovic will do so, but only as far as Franson. A roll over and then goes again. Now chipping over the top and looking for the work there of Lual. Well, then plenty of pressure intercepted here from the Wanderers. A golden opportunity. Now finds Lual in the box and gets the finish. What a start here for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Awan Lual in the box and on target. It's 1-0 after only about 5 minutes of play here at Rockdale Illingdon Sports Centre. Stepping into the path of it, it looked like it was Julian Kopp who made the intercept. And it's turned out to be a very important one for them to set the tone early on. So a number of players here getting a start for the Wanderers. A bit of a change from last week with Lual and Abdul Rahman. Not sitting on the pine to begin things. Instead, they've got the call up and they combine on that occasion and produce a goal here for the Wanderers. So some inspired changes from the management. Sydney FC with work to do. Look at the energy here of the Wanderers. All looking to push forward now, including Abdul Rahman, who's supplying all sorts of pressure. Now worked away from Middleton. And once again, Kopp getting involved and comes away with possession momentarily. Then the second attempt there from Sydney FC will produce a foul. Well, they have them a little bit rattled here, the Wanderers. So Alizart will sweep across now, looking to feed this one in. Luar once again is a great target here. Franson also can attempt to use his height. So just outside the box here for the Wanderers. Whipped in from Alizart, quite deep. Far too deep in the end. No concerns there for Sydney FC. It'll be an easy retreat in the end. Zavadinos have the restart. So Middleton, this left-hand side being pursued by Abdul Rahman. I'll thread the needle down the sideline, easily dealt with though from the Wanderers, and then a lovely quick release, first time passing. Sydney FC, despite a strong couple of first minutes, that goal has rattled them and they haven't settled since. So Zabadinos, they'll knock this one forward, looking again for McAllister and Acon. Taken down here from Kopp. Sends it back. Nice control, just adjusting the tempo here, the Wanderers. France an option on this left-hand side, and that's the way they go. And working with a dangerous pass through the middle, but happy to knock it around. Now a bit of space here for Alizart, who tries to control it with the chest, and that was a golden opportunity gone to waste. So Marshall Witt Playing back here to his captain, Carl Shaw, who then sends to the middle here for Zavadinos. Again, there's pressure from Battalato. That could have easily come away from the feet. And once more, it's a misguided pass, so certainly rattled here, the home side. Taken once more, looking for Akon, and once again Wanderers will come away with possession. Long throw again, looking for Kopp. Luau knocks it down and then cleared away. Coltekin trying to bring it under control but couldn't do so. Now Franson slowing things down inside his own half, all the way back here for Vidakovic. We'll send it long, but far too long for Luau. Eventually taken down here from Zavadinos. Middleton. Now looking long once again, but the run simply isn't there at the moment for Sydney FC. That one will go over the sideline. So yet again, an easy turnover of possession here as Cameron will restart things now. Looking for Abdul Rahman with a long throw. It's a great one as well. Abdul Rahman away from a few defenders. Now finds a nice pass here for Franson and room to work with here for the Wanderers. Alazard looking to whip through. Took a deflection on the way. Abdul Rahman back to his feet. Now looking for the big switch out for Cameron, who had stepped up to create an option in that wide position. Now taken down. Under pressure is Akon. Good use of the body, but ball comes away from his control. Now Kopp trying to squeeze through a couple of them. Taken to ground. And another foul here against Sydney FC. Franson assessing the options. Now for Tilt. Kopp with a little flick on. Now looking for Abdul Rahman, who's got certainly plenty of speed about his work. Sydney FC safety first will simply knock that one over the byline. Corner to come, so more pressure here. Great period for the Wanderers. The Wanderers with another golden opportunity here, really crowding Zavadinos. All around that 6-yard box for that matter. In fact, they'll call a stop to proceedings here because it was getting a little bit pushy and shovey in there. Abdul Rahman called away from the back of Jared Middleton. So once again, the feed to come. Decent delivery, looking for Franson, who did get ahead to it. Only as far as a Sydney FC defender. And now they'll lose their footing. Kopp takes off. Up along the byline. Then shifting it back towards the centre of the box. Somehow kept in here. That's excellent work in the end from Goltekin, who keeps it alive. Back to him. Under pressure. Sydney FC with a little bit of poise deep in their own area. Cameron back for Franson. And now Alazar deeper still. Vidakovic. Confidence on the ball. Kopp sending it out wide. Then fed here for Abdul Rahman, who's under pressure, once again finds a pass. Lovely first time release again from Kopp. And then a misguided attempt there from Sydney FC. Luau, once again with a chance to set things up here. They'll go out wide. Now a chance here for Arate, who gets the shot away but not quite on target. But the Wanderers, another really clever little passage of play. They are working over the Sydney FC defence. Well, there were positive signs last week in that loss to Marconi. Not a lot of them were with ball into the final third of the opposition. But there was great energy, good scramble Now, competing on every play. That is, of course, what led to the first goal of this match. Cop with the intercept. That one will go over the head there of McAllister. Alizard throwing long once again here for Lual. Thought about sticking the foot out. Now under pressure here is Arate. Got it away quickly though. Battalato, and now Lual once again finds a lovely pass out wide. Cameron pushing through. Now a chance from the edge. Oh, it's deflected. In it goes. Cop got the last touch. And he says, cop that, the Sky Blues. It's 2-0, the Wanderers. They have found a home, and it's right here at Rockdale Illinois Sports Centre. What a start in round 24. 2-0. Well, that has really put a hush on the bulk of the grandstand here. There's still the active support who's going nuts, but you can hear a pin drop in the rest of the stadium. At the moment, Sydney FC don't look like they have an answer. Cop got the final little flick on. It was a good one too. It's Cameron driving forward, who put boot to ball and then some finesse in the box from Julian Cop. 2-0. Oh, what a start here. They were at such a high. Of course, midway through the week, Sydney FC with a bunch of these youngsters appearing against Wrexham, but the Wanderers certainly humbling them here. In the fight for relegation, 3 points could be vital. Oh, plenty of pressure there on Vidakovic, who in the end shows some great composure. Alizard trying to get above them. And the touch comes there from Marshall Witt. On the way back for Franzen now. Lovely cross there, switching up the emphasis. Out wide it goes for that man who's just put one into the net. In fact, that's Barbich out there. Cop shifting further infield. There is Cop now applying the pressure. A little bit too much pressure though. Foul is called. Now Shaw. Marshall Witt on this right-hand side. Good pressure again here from Lual, stepping nice and deep. Bill Rahman will look to close down the space too, and then easy meters on offer from Sydney FC as they head out wide here for Akon, this youngster. Taking off once again. Good tackle though. Arate that came away with possession. Now Battalato can start to flex the muscle. Out for Cop, who's got room to work with. Cop back to the middle. Abdul Rahman, threads the needle beautifully. Once again, there's Cop. And, geez, if that last pass had stuck, there was another golden opportunity for the Wanderers. They are tearing Sydney FC to shreds at the moment. And Cameron, still an option out on that right-hand side. Easily knocked down there from tilt. So no matter where you look, there seems to be space at the moment here for the visitors. Vidakovic will look long here. Trying to use the speed of Abdul Rahman. Cleverly dealt with using the head though, all the way back there for Zavadinos. Now threading a needle, and it's a beautiful pass as well from Sydney FC. However, the follow-up leaves plenty to be desired. Will stay in the field of play though. Cameron all the way back for Vidakovic. They're really playing with some confidence at the moment, the Wanderers. However, it does fall here for Sydney FC, and they look to drive forward. Now a bit of speed. Can they keep it in the field of play? Excellent control. Back to the middle. Akon's there. Ball comes free out of the arms of Vidakovic. Good save on the follow-up, and still a threat, but Vidakovic wins out. And they will call this one for a corner. And Vidakovic is certainly arguing the point. This is the first real opportunity the Sky Blues have had. Imagine they'd look to the head here of McAllister, potentially. Headley also just hovering on the edge of the 18-yard box. Wanderers desperate to defend this 2-goal lead. It's been an excellent start. It's the first real defensive assignment they've had to see off. Delivery to the far post, easily dealt with in the end from Vidakovic. Now he'll look to drill it long, looking for Abdul Rahman and also Kopp. Question mark about contact with the arm there. Waved away from the referee. Shaw. Looking for a little passage through the middle. Finds a good ball, but under pressure now. Abdul Rahman pushing through. Badalato over the top. Luau, lovely control. Badalato feigns the shot. Now sends it wide for Arate. Back to the middle. Turned away with the head. And just keep turning the screws here, the Wanderers. Another corner to come. It's been an inspired opening here from the visitors. Freedom there moving the ball around. Certainly haven't seen that too often in the past month. That one is turned away here. Falls to the feet of Cameron. Loose pass for Badalato, who secures possession. Alizart back to the middle. Finds a great ball in the end for Abdul Rahman. Franson is onside. Chance to try and whip it in now. Turned away. Good defence from the Sky Blues, and Franson can't believe the call. That one will start from the boot of the keeper. Zavadinos getting us back underway. Alizar misjudging that one, but we'll watch it all the way over the sideline. Once more looking long here, Alizar. Up towards Abdul Rahman, but can't make a play at it. Now Headley with a quick release back to the middle. Under pressure, though, was Lacey and dispossessed. Now Abdul Rahman feeds a lovely ball through. Just a little too much pepper on it. And Arate couldn't get there in time. Zavadinos out quickly. Now Shaw. Twisting, turning, finding a pass. Back there for Zavadinos. Now looks long and wide. Cameron has it covered, though. As does Vidakovic. Will happily collect that one out towards the edge of his box. Once more sending long here, looking for Luau. This time called for a little bit of attention in the back. Middleton back underway with things quickly. Shaw. Plenty of room out wide here. We'll find Goltekin. Good skill to get away from the first man, however, dispossessed, and now Abdul Rahman has a chance to go. Flicks off Shaw there, just a little bit too much on it again, though. Abdul Rahman, speed to burn. Now trying to unleash him here. Now Barbic. Coming up with possession momentarily, then trying to squeeze through. Sydney FC will come up with the throw in, though. Marshall Witt. All the way back for Zavadinos. Franson strong with the head. Barbic again, playing at it. Now a quick turn here for Headley. Just looking to sweep it out wide, but Cameron, as coolly as you like, dispatches it. Now Kopp, Arate looking for the little flick on. Quick release, and now Alizart has some time here. Up Up along the sideline, turns back to the middle, finds a great pass now for Kopp, who threads the needle again. But I'd imagine they'll come back here for the initial contact from Headley on Alizart. Not expecting a yellow, but potentially just a little talking to there of Headley. That was a touch late. Alizart restarts quickly now for Arate. All the way back for Franson. Vidakovic. Adelato anchoring himself and now opening up the space for Alizart. Flicking over the top here for Abdul Rahman. They're all sticking at the moment, these passes. That one just unable to squeeze through there for Arate, who did have a bit of space. Good skill again here from Marshall Witt. Middleton. Shaw. Tall customer at the back will knock it all the way back here to Zavadinos. Sydney FC just looking to get a little bit of time on the ball at the moment. It's all being played in this half though. As Williams once again links up with Shaw. Marshall Witt, heavy first touch. Abdul Rahman was looking to close off the space. Middleton threading it here for Akon. Finds a lovely pass. Now they can release quickly. All the final ball there, just leaving a little bit to be desired. There's a genuine opportunity there for goal second. Now all the way back they go here for Middleton once again. Plenty of space on this right-hand side for Headley. Now the Wanderers will press up the field. Let's reduce some of those options. Not a great delivery there from Zavadinos as a result. Under plenty of pressure and nearly losing out altogether. Now McAllister looking to Moda. Alizart cutting it off. Heavy touch but recovering well. However, Marshall Witt will come up with it. Can march forward, or had an easy option in the form of McAllister pushing through the middle. There's a little chat between the two. That cross was never going to find its way through three defenders. However, it has resulted in a corner here for the home side. They'll play it quickly now. Looking for Lacey, who sends it in. Turned away with the head from Franson. Then flicked forward from Arate. Abdul Rahman under pressure. Does well. Now Battalato away from the first man. Got a pass away, but it was misguided. Lacey staying alive. Headley, good turn. Well worked in the end, though, from Alizart once more, who was attempting to link up with Lual. Good win through the middle as well. That time from Tilt. Battalato now chipping over the top, looking for the speed of Kopp. Kopp gets around the outside here. Now a chance to try and squeeze through the legs. Well dealt with in the end there from Middleton. That's excellent work. Sydney have been forced into these long balls more often than they would probably like. That's a credit to this constant pressure from the Wanderers. Really pressing high as a unit. Once again, threading the needle, this time for Abdul Rahman. Eventually gets it under control. All the way back for Tilt. Vidakovic. Quick release out for Alizart. Does a great job up along the sideline to keep that one in the field of play. Franson then looking to find a pass, will get the deflection and the throw in. Good use of the body there from Lual, resulting in another throw here for the Western Sydney Wanderers. 2-0 if you're just joining us. And a goal very early on in the piece, and didn't have to wait a great deal of time for the second either. As Franson will chip over the top. Marshall Witt Under pressure from Arate. And all over him in the end. Lacey will get on with things quickly. Headley threatening the cross. And a real mix-up there. Lacey had all the time in the world to create a little overlapping run, but nothing that Headley could work with in the end. By the time the pass came, it was all too late. It's Abdul Rahman under pressure now. Dispossessed. Lacey finds a nice little pass here for Headley. Shaw. Once more wide here for Headley. Quick release for Marshall Witt. Headley under all sorts of pressure. Taking the ground there from Barbich. Play on it quickly. Now Williams. Sending it out to that left-hand side. Again here, just prioritising a little bit of time on the ball, Sydney FC. Turned away there, Middleton under all sorts of duress. Shaw linking up, now Lacey flicking it on, that's clever play. Out here for Headley, a chance to carry. Good contact though from Alizart. Now Franson tries to thread the needle. Falls here for Battalato. Great control from Arate. Quickly on here to Alizart. Who threatens to link up with Abdul Rahman. And instead will play the simple option. Out for a throw and it goes. Now looking for Luau, trying to use his body. And pulled there is the suggestion from the Wanderers coaching staff. Play on for now. Luau once again inside the box. Gets the shot away, but it's blocked. Now from range, Barbich lines up. Turned away again from Sydney FC. All or nothing challenge from Barbich. Eventually falls here for Gultekin. Great skill to get around Franson. Kopp then trying to clean up the scraps. Still here for Sydney FC. A rare opportunity in this first half. Akon driving back towards the middle. Lacey. Marshall Witt. Wider still here for Headley. Marshall Witt wrapping around. Nicely timed release. Now Marshall Witt back towards the middle. Falls here for Arate. Lacey in the back. Play on the call though. And then that one deflecting off Sydney FC. So they're really dealing with it quite easily here at the moment, the Wanderers. Another throw-in to come here for Alizart. Once again, looking long for Luau. He's made a great use of the body so far in this match. So half an hour into this contest and Western Sydney Wanderers well and truly in control here. Sydney FC with just the one shot on target. Came a while ago now. Headley, Lacey. Great use of the body and excellent composure to eventually link up there with Marshall Witt. Now wider still, taken down nicely. Kopp applying some pressure though. Akon up along the sideline. Final touch there. Looked like it came off the Wanderers and linesman will agree. Quickly on here for McAllister. Headley then trying to flick it on with the head. Does manage to get around the work of France and then chipping over the top, looking for McAllister. And the flag is up. I dare say, even if it wasn't a case of onside, it would have been a handball. But the flag straight up. Can only imagine that was for Akon because McAllister, it looked like, had come from an onside position. Wanderers now throwing the entire team forward here. Vidakovic will restart things. Turned away with the head. Tilt is there. Strong contact with Badalato now taken down beautifully, and they'll look to thread the needle for McAllister, applying some pressure. Can he keep it in the field of play? He must have been convinced that the last touch was from the Wanderers, and the referee abides. Taken quickly here from Sydney FC inside the box. They go, a chance to thread the needle again. Kept in the field of play by Western Sydney. Now some speed again from that wide position. Easily dispatched though from Tilt. Lacey chipping over the top. Lovely delivery there, looking for Gultekin. Williams. All the way back here for Marshall Witt. Lacey has opened up the space out on this right-hand side. Good touch from him, and now delivering back once again here for Williams. Western Sydney Wanderers, though, just completely dominating the middle. Happy to allow Sydney FC to a little bit further wide and then back the speed of the likes of Kopp and Arate to close down the spaces. All the way back now for Vidakovic. Oh, and as calmly as you like. We'll simply chip it over the top. They're flexing the muscle here now, the Wanderers. Williams chipping here for Shaw. Back to the middle. Not a great delivery. Abdul Rahman will flick it on. Cleverly here for Alizat. Back over the top, and then once again comes up with possession. Eventually is tackled to ground and then hangs out a leg. Well, that was a real dog's breakfast. Headley. Lacey, lovely delivery in for McAllister. Trying to use his body, very strong in the tackle was Tilt. Oh, Abdul Rahman with a raised boot, that could have been a problem. Waved away though. Lacey once more will go for the aerial route. This time does fall for Headley, then a wild swing at it. That was an attempted shot and went directly across the face of goal. Still with Sydney FC though. Lacey chipping over the top. Alizat turning it away, and now Abdul Rahman trying to use his speed. Will make contact, and that will certainly bring about a foul. So another decent opportunity coming up here for Sydney FC. About 35 minutes gone in this one. It's been a good free-flowing match so far, not too many stoppages. Gultekin and Headley will have a little conference here, but it will be Gultekin who wins out. Look to deliver now into the middle of the box. Not a great release there from Gultekin. It was a worm burner, if you will. Driving long once again, looking for Gultekin. Falls here for him. Flag stays down. Now trying to squeeze in between a couple of defenders, but eventually one here from Alizat. He was trying to drive forward. Couldn't link up with Abdul Rahman though. Lacey trying to thread the needle again. He's had some nice touches in this first half, but that one wasn't one of his better ones. That was up once more. Over the top, and now taken down from Lacey, a heavy touch. We'll get very lucky in the process though, now for McAllister. Little step over then, looking to link up with Lacey again, dispossessed. Abdul Rahman. All these 50-50 balls are favouring the Wanderers at the moment. Even the deflections are heading their way. It's now Kopp sends it out wide for Cameron. Back for tilt once again. Vukovic again, just teasing the opposition, making McAllister work double time. Kopp under pressure, bouncing away from a number of defenders. Now Akon, good skill up along the sideline. Beat two of them. Eventually, the ball will fall into the path of Williams. Middleton. Akon with a heavy first touch. All the way back here for Zavadinos. Now driving long once again. Turned away with the head here from Tilt, who's had a very strong first half. Now Barbic. Badalato comes away with a lovely ball under pressure. And the chip over the top will just sit up here momentarily for Lual. As a result, Zavadinos had to be quick on the bike to get out to the edge of the box. A bit of space here for Sydney FC on this left-hand side. Lacey has a chance to carry now. Middleton. Feeding a nice ball here for Akon. Stepping back off that left foot and now back towards the middle of the field. Trying to unleash McAllister. No free rein as of yet. Barbic comes away with the tackle now. Kopp will simply trickle it upfield. Approaching the final 5 minutes of this first half. Sydney FC really haven't thrown too much at the Wanderers as of yet. Anything they have done has been dispatched with relative ease. Williams. Quick switch here now for Marshall Witt. Finding Headley. Turns away from the sideline. Back for Lacey once again. Koltekin. Few nice touches, then just trying to force the issue through the middle. Such has been the pressure of the Wanderers now. Abdul Rahman trying to squeeze down a sideline. Still pursuing Lacey here, who wins out on this occasion. Shaw. Williams, quick release. Now threading the needle is a beautiful pass there from Shaw. Headley, lovely delivery, but Franson, a sliding clearance there. And that really was an important one because they were all steaming through the middle, led by McAllister. So another corner here for Sydney FC. Can the Sky Blues get themselves on the board before the break? It'll be Headley to try and feed it in. Lovely delivery, turned away with the head though. Well met there from Badalato. Now falls here for Akon, squeezing through a few defenders, still driving into the box. Lacey. Is he thinking to repeat his heroics from midweek from range? Now chipped over the top from Headley. Falls here, still inside the box. That one's gone well and truly wide of the mark and over the top. So it remains 2-0 here in favour of the visitors. Hugely improved showing compared to their past month or so. If they chase an elusive victory for season 2025, it would give them plenty of breathing room, in theory, over Mount Druitt Town Rangers, and of course would momentarily see them hop up above Central Coast Mariners as well. Well, hands in the back there, and that was a blatant one from Sydney FC. So Cameron will restart things here. Back to Franson. Battalato under pressure. That's a poor release, and as a result, Akon can carry now. Looking for McAllister. Easily turned away, though, from Franson. Now falls nicely here for Luau. Again, a shove in the back. This time waved away. And then Williams and Lacey. A real mix-up there, but lucky to get away with it. Zavadinos. Middleton. Now for Miles Milliner. Milliner over the top. Good weight about it. Well-timed run from Goltekin. Well, good skill as well. Got around his defender in the form of Tilt, who recovers nicely. Now back to Lacey. Toward the middle. From range once again. On target, but no threat for Vidakovic. Inside the final few minutes here of this first half. No sign from the fourth official as of yet as to how much additional time we might end up with here in the opening 45. As Williams now does a good job to get away from Battalato. All the way back to Zavadinos. Headley is an option through the middle. Didn't look that way though. Instead went to Milliner, who now takes off with the left foot. Gets around another defender. Still driving forward here, Milliner. And we'll come up with possession once again. Now knocking it forward here for Goltekin. Akon wrapping around. Oh, having an attempted shot that was well and truly scuffed. There's been a few efforts here from some of the Sydney FC players that they would certainly not wish to see again in any compilation, blooper or otherwise. Now Marshall Witt. Quick release and then return there from Headley. Middleton cutting out Milliner. Good tackle in the end from Kopp, who's had an outstanding first half here for the Wanderers. Easily dealt with there from Battalato, who will now look long. Arate pushing through with the run. Comes off the back of the hill and falls here for Abdul Rahman. Gets away from a few defenders. Now sends it out wide. Space again here for Kopp. Looking to chip it in, but well and truly too long. Nothing that Alizar could do with that. So Zavadinos out to restart things. Just one additional minute for injuries and stoppages here at Rockdale Illingdon Sports Centre. Franson will simply knock it forward again. Abdul Rahman on the chase. It'll be a very happy Wanderers side heading into the break if things remain as they are. With the clock ticking down. Final moments of this first half. A 2-0 buffer. They would take that result every day of the week. Shaw. Middleton. Now Milliner. Looking for a long switch out for Marshall Witt. Not well dispatched there from Alizar. It will result in perhaps one final opportunity here for Sydney FC. No, the whistle will beat them. And there's a lot of work to do for the home side in the second 45. For the Wanderers, a vastly improved performance compared to the past month or so. They have a well-deserved 2-goal advantage at the break here in round 24 action of the NPL New South Wales Premier League. It is the visitors leading 2-0 at Rockdale Illingdon Sports Centre. We'll take a quick break and all the second half action very soon.
Akon have been replaced by number 4, Joseph Pulisic, and number 39, Dylan Rose.
Welcome back here to Rockdale Illingdon Sports Centre. Round 24 action of the NPL Men's Premier League, and a fantastic first half from the visitors. The Western Sydney Wanderers have a 2-goal advantage over Sydney FC, and they've almost caught them by surprise. It's been an up-tempo style. They haven't really ever been able to settle back into the contest since conceding those early goals. First one, of course, with Awan Lual, and then Julian Kopp getting a little flick on from a drilled outside the box effort from Jesse Cameron. So they've only had the 3 opportunities. They have converted 2 of them. But for that matter, they really have dominated proceedings over all the Wanderers. Can they go on with it and give themselves a little bit of breathing room off the bottom of the ladder and away from the relegation zone? Or can Sydney launch an almighty comeback? We've got 45 minutes to settle it here. Final checks from our officials. The Wanderers staring down their first victory in some time. Underway here for the second half. 2-goal advantage for Western Sydney, and straight away on the attack. Quick release back to the middle for Luau, and then just skimming across the face of goal. That was only a couple of metres away from potentially a second there for Luau. So a quick restart. A few changes made as well at the break. Both Middleton and Akon out of the action. Lacey has tried hard for Sydney FC, but hasn't really been able to conjure up anything as of yet. Vidakovic has had perhaps far too much confidence with the ball at his feet inside of his own box, and then an awful delivery back there looking for Zavadinos, and that was not even close. First corner of the second half comes the way of the Wanderers. So this time it will be Badalato to feed this one in. Now look to pile numbers forward again here, the visitors. Well, a man has hit the deck as well. Lacey was the defender providing all the attention there. Nothing untoward to the naked eye, but certainly the referee having a little bit of something to sort out here. So the Wanderers now searching for a 3rd goal, an early one in this second half. Really trying to crowd Zavadinos. Badalato to feed it in. A good delivery chance here. All over Zavadinos. And the referee quickly onto it. And foul is called. So 2-0 it remains. Oh, and then a real pressure pass there from Zavadinos, one that never really needed to be made. Almost results in a loss of possession on the edge of the 18-yard box. And under all sorts of pressure there is Kopp, who somehow comes up with a lovely delivery. Abdul Rahman follows up in like kind. Kopp then trying to squeeze back on the inside. First contact was with ball, so play on the call. Oh, Abdul Rahman then with a wild swing. Connected with the shin pad. And then Kopp just raising a boot there. That could have also been a problem, but fortunately for him, he didn't make contact, but Kopp has come out of it worse for wear. He's clutching at the left elbow at the moment. So we'll keep an eye on that. In fact, they will finally call an end to play here. Kopp in a world of hurt. He's been probably their best player in that first half. They can ill afford to lose him here. If he was to make way, you'd imagine Oscar Morrison would be a likely option as a replacement. You can get some running repairs here though, Kopp. So Dylan Rose is out there now for them. So he's deputising for Jared Middleton, who's come off at the break. It will be a drop ball restart here, so you'd imagine Sydney FC will just simply knock it back towards their own end and continue on with things. So both Kopp and McAllister on the sideline at the moment. Now both re-enter the action. Oh, and then a loose pass here. Kopp straight back into the action and comes up with the intercept once again. Now lovely delivery. Luau waiting for it in the middle. Finally cleared away there from Shaw. Lacey under pressure. Late contact there. And another foul brought up in a dangerous position here. And then a disagreement too with Milliner and Abdul Rahman. Rahman has been chasing them like a dog chasing cars in this match. He's really been a man possessed. Well, the way this match has gone, you'd almost be willing to call it. One more would be enough here. Alizart looking to supply the nail in the coffin, potentially. A very early one for that matter, but Sydney FC haven't shown a great deal as of yet. Alizart driving forward. Oh, great save in the end. Zavadinos, 2 hands above him, reels it in like it's from Hungry Jacks. Now a bit of room to carry on this left-hand side here for Sydney FC. Big switch. Looking out there for Gultekin. Taken down now with the head. Headley's actually switched over to this left-hand side now in the second half. There's another tactical switch. There's Kolosic. Now chipping over the top, looking for Lacey, who times the run beautifully. Into the box he goes. Pressure on him. Tries to get the shot away. Squeezed away, though, from tilt. And a corner to come. So Lacey once again looking to restart things here. Good chance now for Sydney FC. Delivered to the near post. Turned away. That should be another corner here in favour of the home side, and it is called as such. Lacey once more here for Sydney FC. This time near post for Headley, then flicked on with the head for that matter. Good contact from Shaw, but well dealt with in the end from Vidakovic. Now Kopp. Turns it back here for Cameron, and then deeper still here for Tilt. Tilt now knocking long. Lual and Abdul Rahman to supply a little bit of pressure. Smart head once again here from Shaw, though. All the way back for Zavadinos. Gets on with things quickly. Williams now under pressure. Releasing out to this right-hand side. Rose. Now navigating through a couple of defenders. Finds a pass and then on the follow-up. Lovely touch here from Rose. A chance to feed. Lacey never looked at him until the very final moment. Geez, that was a golden opportunity. And he didn't even look in the end, Rose. Lacey was screaming for it. And Battalato has now hit the deck. Oscar Morrison is up on the bench for the visitors, just in preparation here for Battalato. He was good in his late stint last week against the Marconi Stallions. Really provided some strong energy and nice delivery as well. Looks like Battalato will indeed make way here. So his evening is finished, and it will be Oscar Morrison to enter the action. It's been a good stint here from Battalato. Shown some excellent control holding the midfield. So Morrison into the action early on here at 2-0 for the Western Sydney Wanderers.
For Western Sydney Wanderers, number 8, Nicholas Pigato, replaced by number 3, Oscar Morrison.
So Vidakovic sending it long now. Wow. Applying some pressure, well taken down here from Morrison, all the way back to Alizart. Over the top, and then Shaw gets there on the full, finds Lacey, great skill, and then turns a pass back towards the middle. Lacey still an option. Touch of class from his work as always. Gultekin now looking to feed it back into the box, taken down on the chest from Lacey. Threatens to pull the trigger, turned away from the Wanderers. Now Rose, dispatching again here for Lacey. Sends it to the middle once more. Momentarily alive before it's cleaned up from the Wanderers. Barbic forward, Abdul Rahman trying to bring it under control. Kalisic, Shaw. Kalisic once again. Lual supplying a little bit of pressure there now. Abdul Rahman tearing through the middle. Franson looking for Kopp, and there was some space there. Williams. Lovely calm release out wide there for Miles Milliner. Williams, quick release back to the middle here for Shaw. The Wanderers at the moment happy to play a little bit of zone defence, allowing Sydney FC to have some time at the back as Gultekin will now look to drive forward. Lovely pass over the top, looking for Headley, just a little away from the feet. It's well identified though. Quick restart here from Vidakovic. Now Cameron up along the sideline, sending long, looking for Abdul Rahman. Flag is raised though, offside the call. Shaw will get on with things quickly here for Williams. Marshall Witt. Now a chance to carry here for Sydney FC. Milliner coming up with a less than desirable pass. Well left in the end from Arate. And now Alizart can carry. He'll shoot from a very long way. A little fumble there from Zavadinos, but Hua was well and truly away from that loose handle. Now a good little carry here from Sydney FC. Finding an option back to the middle. That's McAllister, who takes off out towards the sideline. Pressure in the back. McAllister hits the deck, and there is the foul. Headley, though, getting on with things immediately. Oh, McAllister looked to be in front of the last man. Flag stays down for now, though. McAllister trying to find a little passage into the box. Kopp is holding firm, and then McAllister just cynically diving into the legs of Kopp there. That was never going to be called. Headley will now drive forward. Couple of step overs, dispossessed, and then Kopp strong in the challenge. Geez, he's had a terrific match here, Julian Kopp. And in the end, he'll actually get the decision as well. And in response to how fortunes are faring here for Sydney FC, they'll make mass changes. Zrilic coming on, along with Lachlan Middleton. And also Marin France. So all but Kremen Cowan now utilised from Sydney FC, looking to turn the tide. They've had very little luck thus far. Shaw. Cutting it upfield now, turning back toward his own end. Space out on this left-hand side. Chance for some of the fresh recruits to make their mark now. Great control from McAllister. Well distributed as well. Finds a pass here for France. And now a chance to whip it in. Nearly on the spot. Just a little too big. But that was better play from Sydney FC. A much smoother passage. Taken down there momentarily from Abdul Rahman, but dispossessed, and now once again out here for Zrilic. Of course, the son of Perth Glory coach David Zrilic. Now Lacey under pressure. Luau comes away with it, finds Kopp once again, and then Kopp cleverly holding his ground. Distributing here for Cameron. And then Arate under all sorts of pressure. That ball comes away. It's a rare breakdown in control there for the Wanderers, who very much started this second half as they did in the first. Dictating terms here, and it's a nice change of pace given the struggles they had in asserting control last week against Marconi. Kalasic. Lovely switch of emphasis out here for Headley. Goes to ground. Advantage being played as Shaw now looks to find a pass here for Lacey, who takes off again. Can't squeeze inside the defence of Alizard, who then chips over the top. It was the right ball. Just a little too deep and without the angle, but Abdul Rahman had timed the run well. So Lachlan Middleton, and now Kalasic once again. Zrilic. Kalasic. Rose finds a nice pass. Wide on that right-hand side for Marshall Witt. Quick release once again here for Headley. At the moment, though, it's all a little bit too easy defensively for the Wanderers. They're not asking many questions. It's time on the ball without much in the way of punch here for Sydney FC. There's no real penetration about the possession. Shaw out wide here for Headley. Marshall Witt wrapping around. This is a little bit better from Headley. Navigating, now finding a pass for Lacey, who can't get the shot away. Franson, big and strong in the challenge. Now from the edge of the box, looking to chip over the top. And well met there from Vidakovic. Stepped out to the 6-yard box and claimed it before McAllister could become a factor. Turned away with the head there, and then Cameron with a lovely little flick on. Back to tilt. Now looks to squeeze a pass. It'll fall here eventually for Lachlan Middleton. Good release from him, out for Headley, who chips over the top and then does find some space here for Lacey on the edge of the 18-yard box. Looking to link up, cuts back in off the left foot, on target, but never a concern for Vidakovic. Eats that one up like it's breakfast. Franson, all the way for tilt, happy to knock it around the back. Cameron, nearly finding a great pass. It will eventually arrive here for Kopp, who releases early. Luau onside. Here's another chance brewing now for the Wanderers. Luau slowing things up, waiting for Kopp, finds him. Back to the middle. Oh, the pass misguided. He was looking for Barbic. And then Headley taking off. There was a grab at the shirt. Couldn't find a pass, and no advantage being called either. As a result, Morrison can send it out to this left-hand side, and now there's acres of space here for Al-Azhar. Franson. Morrison. Beautiful switch out here for Cameron, who works it to tilt with the head. Just hasn't been the same pressure defensively from Sydney FC compared to the work of the Wanderers in this one. They've shown more energy, more enthusiasm. And now Cameron finding a lovely ball up here for Luau. Contact made on the forward. He'll go to ground and the foul is called. Kopp now looking to feed this one in. He has played every match for the Wanderers so far this season. Lovely delivery. Right on the spot. Turned away, though. Now falls here for Arate. Oh, handball it looked to be. And the call comes here for the Wanderers. This is in great position now. Luau has stepped up at the moment. Arate now wants to take control. So hasn't scored in first grade so far this season. But did bag a winner in the early months of the year in the A-League youth competition against Sydney Olympic. He's got this one from just outside the 18-yard box. A chance to test out Zavadinos. Arate, decent strike, low, but right into the waiting arms of Zavadinos. This time well dealt with, and it does remain 2-0. Marshall Witt back to Shaw, and then lovely dink over the top. They'll let it kick on. Now Lacey's making a nice little run if they can release. Again, holding on to it a little bit too long here, though. And then in the back, it's just poor play at the moment from Sydney FC. There's been multiple opportunities for an early release, and they just haven't taken it. Franson. Vidakovic. Now for Tilt. That's better pressure on this occasion here from Sydney FC. Oh, when it nearly comes up with a result as well. And it's one of the few times we've really seen them press up towards that 18-yard box. Now Abdul Rahman with a good first touch. Morrison, however, is dispossessed. Now Lacey. Chance to carry. No advantage there. And they'll come back onto the mark now, but geez, I wouldn't have imagined there was an advantage, and there was certainly a signal for one. The issue here as well for Sydney FC is they only have one man available, still on the bench. So mass changes brings with it its own series of issues. They've already made 5, so half of the starting outfield off the field. Now that one might just stay in the field of play. No, it will end up beating Zrilic, who is desperate to try and keep that one in. In fact, it's Headley out there. Now the long throw taken from the Wanderers. Lual shrugged away from a little bit of pressure in the back. Now a long clearance, and they're all storming through. Well dealt with, though, in the end from Kalusic. And good control. Lacey will now bring it down. Wide here for France. Well, good skill, beat the first man. Now beating another. France on the charge forward. Great recovery, though, on that occasion from Barbic. Now Franson will simply knock it away. Zrilic keeps it in the field of play, though. Headley. Middleton. Zrilic looking to thread the needle, but Cameron closing down the angle. This one has largely been stuck in second gear, though, in this second half so far. Now good skill, though, from Lacey. Finding Zrilic. Headley coming up with possession momentarily. Now an incisive little run here before it's linked up with Rose. This is better from Sydney SC. Lacey now looking for the back post, turned away from Alizart. I still haven't really asked much of a question. We've had 25 minutes of play in the second half. And the Wanderers, certainly the smarter of the two teams here, and with more control. Once again, that was a good example of it. So now Dallo Sandy preparing to enter the action here, along with Max Hatley. It will be Abdul Rahman, one of the two to make way. Looks like it might be Lual as well, who's heading to the sideline on the far side of the ground. So the two starting men up front, they've done a great job. Lual, of course, collecting the first goal of the afternoon and into the evening. And for Abdul Rahman, he provided the assist. So those two have worked tirelessly up front. In particular, the harassing approach from Abdul Rahman has been a real good one for them. He receives a yellow card here for taking his time to get off the field. But Hatley is now into the action. Now Morrison, good control. Takes it down. Will deliver back here for Alizart. Lovely check of the body, then turns away from the contact. All the way back here for Franson. Vidakovic. Once more looking long, looking to play in enemy territory. Well taken down here from Hatley. Now Hatley flicked on from Sydney SC. That's, of course, had the last touch off the Sky Blues, and that will go for a throw in here for the Wanderers. Now Rose comes away with it here for Sydney FC. Well found back through the middle. Rose again, distributing. Marshall Witt. Back to Shaw here in his own half. Now Lacey. Nice roll over, then opens up the play. Out here for Zrilic on this left-hand side. Kalisic wrapping around. Lacey in and away, and then trying to get the shot off, but Barbic was there shutting down all the space, and they just seem to have numbers everywhere at the moment, the Wanderers. Kalisic will send it back to the middle. Has it crossed the byline? Yes, it has. Corner to come here in favour of Sydney FC. As Manners hit the deck as well. Looks like it might be tilt. So just 18 minutes of regulation time remaining here. They need something on the board, Sydney FC. Good chance off this corner. Driven into the near post. Oh, Sandy with the attempted clearance. Wasn't a good one. Now, was that inside the box or was it just on the fringes? It looks like Sandy's made contact inside the 18-yard. Well, that's a terrible introduction to the action. That's his first touch, Sandy. A failed attempted clearance. And then a lazy challenge brings about a penalty, and it could have Sydney FC right back in the contest. It's Matthias McAllister, who is looking for his 13th of the season. Now the Wanderers fans, and in particular Dallo Sandy, wait with bated breath. Can McAllister get Sydney FC back into this contest? Vidakovic making himself large and in charge. Matthias McAllister now from the spot. Sydney FC searching for their first goal. And will find it. McAllister hits the back of the net. It's a cruel introduction for Dallo Sandy. Vidakovic beaten. And somehow, the home side, they're back in the contest, and now there is oodles of time to collect a second. They haven't shown a great deal of promise bearing down on the 18-yard box, but when you're delivered an option right on the spot, odds are always in your favour. And now Sydney FC have a great opportunity here, and they're all of a sudden full of energy. Morrison now crowding the restart. Headley threads the needle. Zrilic trying to link up, but that one went over the sideline, and then Cameron very strong with the contact. The Wanderers needn't panic, though. They have controlled this game. Just need to stick to the processes, and they should be sweet moving forward. So now Cameron works it over the top. Lacey, again, great use of the body. Barbic holding on to the arm. And McAllister hits the deck, and now there is going to be an issue here for tilt, it looks like. Cards come out of the pocket. And tempers certainly flaring here in the derby. And it's Barbic, it looks like, who's been given the yellow card here. Oscar Morrison it is. Fresh onto the field. So restarted now from Kalisic. Sydney FC riding the change in momentum at the moment. Sandy applying the pressure. Desperate to make up for that error. Now good skill to get around the outside of the work of Arate, but great recovery in the end from Alizart, and now a sliding effort coming in. Ball stays in the field of play. And the temperature certainly rising here as France. Great skill, but Well dealt with in the end from Sandy. That's a good recovery from him. Out wide now for Cameron, who has room to carry. Looking for an early delivery off the back of the head there of Sydney FC. Cameron then looking to control it. Takes it down, a heavy touch though off the shin pad and over the sideline. So 2-1 it remains. It's certainly not done with as of yet. Long throw taken. Oh, Cameron with hands in the back. Probably lucky to get away with that one. Marshall Witt now knocks it forward. Morrison. Now on a yellow card. Releases back here for Franson. Plenty of time though for Morrison. Assessing the option. Finds Tilt. Tilt knocking forward. Hatley happy to let Zavadinos wind down the clock. Zavadinos eventually collecting there with the hands. Kalisic. Back now for Middleton once again. Kalisic looking for McAllister through the middle. Franson though, strong in the challenge. Calmly dispatched back to Tilt. Now Middleton threading the needle over the top. A lovely ball. Zrilic, good control. Now Hatley working overtime. Zrilic looking to get a little flick on. Kopp was there once again to shut it down. Middleton. Quick delivery. Under pressure here from Dallow Sandy, and now Shaw will knock it out wide. Once again for France, who's been a real spark since entering the action. Happy to take on players, and they certainly have needed a little bit of that here, Sydney FC. Outside of Lacey and perhaps at times this man, Headley, it's been few and far between. Oh, that was awkward from Franson. Now Kopp, shoulder to shoulder. And well dealt with in the end from Rose. Finds Headley. Kalisic. Once again, finding a lovely pass here for Lacey. Chance to carry now. Oh, Lacey was looking to link up. Deflection off the Wanderers, though, and out for a throw-in, but once more in an advanced position here for the home side. Zrilic. Lacey. Quick release all the way back for Kalisic. Rose. Lovely first time release. Now Zrilic away from the sideline. Oh, finds a beautiful ball here for Headley. Then Middleton looking for that back post. Nothing that Alizart could do with that. Ushers it over the byline. Corner to come. Some more pressure here on the Wanderers. Sydney FC have largely turned it around since that penalty. But we are inside the final 10 minutes. Oh, and then it did look like there might have been a stray hand there from the Wanderers. Waved away from the referee, though. Now France gets away from a few of them. The dancing feet out here for Middleton. Cutting off the left. Back for Headley. Squeezing a pass. Middleton back to the middle. Oh, Franson. Desperation along with Tilt. He has been a brick wall at the back. Once again, short here from Sydney FC. France. Zrilic from range, chipping over the top. An awkward-looking pass that really was never destined for a head or for the net. So less than 9 minutes remaining in regulation time here. Vidakovic will look to restart this and can see there the Wanderers throwing just about everybody forward. They're looking to play in the opposition half. They don't want to have that ball at the back for any longer than it needs to be there. Middleton releases quickly. Zrilic. Space on this left-hand side. Chip it over the top, looking for McAllister. That's a kick more in hope than anything else. And eventually picked up here from Vidakovic. So again, just eating up precious seconds here for Sydney FC. It's as much about game management as anything else now for the Wanderers. Sandy marching forward along with Hatley. Flicked on, taken down from Babic. Quick release out wide, finding Sandy. Alizard has been excellent for them. Once again comes up with a result. Sandy. Knocking out wide, Cameron on the chase, looking to get there first. Chipping over the top. Attempted clearance from Zrilic, bouncing off Cameron. And then Cameron all over the top of Headley there. We'll get on with things quickly here for Rose. A chance to carry. Now links up with France. He has looked dangerous since entering the action. Sends it out wide now for Marshall Witt. Marshall Witt finding a decent pass up over the top. That wasn't a bad cross at all. Zrilic was steaming through the middle. It wasn't too far away. Now they'll look to chew up a little bit more time with a couple of substitutions as well. Nizam and Henderson both looking to enter the action. It will be Tilt who makes way for Henderson. And Arate leaving the field, and he's done a great job in the middle. Tilt, of course, forming a formidable partnership with Franson at the back, so they've really got great usage out of the full squad so far, the Wanderers. Not too long to see out now. Hatley grabbing at the shirt, and then a little bit of extra attention in the back. Roughly 6 minutes remaining of regulation time. Switching the play out towards France, and now Nizam charging forward. Sandy will look to close down the space. Kalisic can carry though. Open pasture here for Sydney FC. Headley trying to work on the inside, and again it's Kopp, who's been a law unto himself. Kalisic. Now France once again. Waiting for the time to strike. Sends it back here for Shaw. And once more Zrilic really forcing Western Sydney Wanderers wide. Lacey will take off and then links up here with Zrilic. Coming across in cover defence though. Cameron all over it. Zrilic to Middleton once again, dancing, looking for an opening, finds it here with Zrilic, a chance to whip it in, good delivery for the back post, oh, France not too far away. It was a beautifully identified cross there from Zrilic, and France found it on the full, just couldn't quite find the target though. That's a nervy moment for the Wanderers. Less than 4 to play here. 3 precious points potentially on the offering for the Wanderers. Chipped into enemy territory now from Sydney FC. Cleaned up here from Cameron. Now Middleton. Sky Blues looking to cart it forward. Away from the attempted tackle of Kopp. Now Zrilic. As all of Sydney start to march forward. Lacey. On the edge of the 18-yard. Tries to deliver for those men up front. Shaw takes it down. Kalisic. Lacey, who is popping up everywhere at the moment. Quick release now for Headley. Headley will take them on. Gets around Kopp. Going to feed a pass back here for Zrilic. The deflection falls for Lacey. Middleton. Now Rose. Taking off. Headley once again. Couple of step overs. Rose now finding a lovely, delicate chip into the box. Zrilic gets the turn on. Can he keep it inside the field of play? The flag is up, and that should go the way of the Wanderers. So it's just crossed the byline before Zrilic could deliver. And once again, Vidakovic will be in no hurry to continue things here. Less than 3 to go. Once again, there hasn't really been too many injuries or stoppages in this second half. Maybe a little bit more than the first. But I wouldn't think more than 2 minutes as it stands to be added. Middleton over the top for France. There was a hand there from France. Referee very quickly onto it. Alizart will have the restart. Once more, the call is to throw men forward. Lee for Franson. Play in Sydney FC's half. Headed away, and then France attempting to knock it upfield. Delivers a self-falcon in the process. Now Hatley driving forward, looking to use his size and strength. Taken down. And then that follow-up there for the Wanderers, clipping the foot of Marshall Witt. We'll get on with things quickly again. Now Kalisic can carry. He's got oodles of space here out on this left-hand side. He'll turn back to the middle, though. Middleton opening up the play again here for Kalisic, who knocks it long. McAllister shuffling it on. Now it falls for France. France looking to get the boot onto it. Gets the shot, turned away from Vidakovic. A minute of regular time on the clock. It's been a long wait for victories for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Oh, it's going to be 5 additional minutes. Oh, I'm not sure where they've conjured those from. I've seen a couple of stoppages, but that certainly is a surprise. So another corner to come here for Sydney FC. Can they steal a point late here? Short delivery, easily dealt with from Kopp. Turns it away. Rose is back there to retrieve. Takes it down and then drills it out towards the sideline. Another chance to whip it in. Once again, not a bad delivery. And once more, Franson. They'll be calling him the chimney sweep soon. He's cleaned up everything at the back. Sydney FC will have looked at that board from the 4th official, though, and thought, well, there's plenty of time here. We can just keep on tightening the screws. Once again, the delivery, this time into the middle of the box. Looking for Shaw, who got the top of the head to it. Now Middleton releases deep for Rose. Middleton stepping off the left. Popping back to the middle. Not a bad delivery. Easily dealt with in the end, though, from Vidakovic. Long clearing kick from Vidakovic. Keep it in, though, here, Sydney FC. All the way up for France. Dancing along the sideline. Good contact. Once again for the Wanderers. Taken down here from Sydney FC. All the way back for Shaw, who's under pressure. Now Kalisic. Zrilic with a bit of room to work with. Kalisic back to the middle. Middleton all looking for the quick release. Tis possessed, though. Kopp was once again looking to come up with the intercept. Lacey, Headley, quick release once more for Middleton. Lacey on the wraparound, threatening to whip it in. Finds a nice delivery. Oh, Vidakovic was blocked in his attempts to get there, and then a push in the back from Rose. It was unnecessary. They edge closer and closer toward victory here. Vidakovic knocking it long now. Hatley again up for it. Supplying some pressure and then cleared forward from Barbic. Once again, Copper's there in pursuit. He'd be hard-pressed to go past the efforts of Julian Kopp here today. Once more, no hurry here for Cameron to take it. Cameron looking down a little narrow passage but dispossessed, and now Lacey beats the sliding attempt. Here's some concern now for the Wanderers. Good switch from Lacey. Well dealt with though from Alizar. Nizam contesting for it in the air. France, great skill once again. Now squeezes a pass. It's still not done with here. Turned away. Now was the last touch there from the Wanderers? Yes, it was. I just can't quite get rid of this Sydney FC side, who are desperate to get something out of this match. They'll send it here for Headley once again. Flicked on by the base of the heel. Oh, once again, there's a whistle blown. Now, there was certainly some gesturing from the Sydney FC boys, but that was all off of their own men. Franson hit the deck, and he'll soak up every precious second on the ground, you'd have to imagine. Now just about home here, though, the Wanderers. They haven't tasted victory since the 24th of May against Mount Druitt Town Rangers, their relegation rivals. How sweet victory would taste nearly 2 months later. Quick throw taken here from Sydney FC. Lacey, under pressure in the back there from Cameron, but that'll do it. The Wanderers once again in the winner's circle. It's 3 points, a well-earned 3 points. They had to work for it. Sydney FC in that final 20 minutes were coming hard for them, but the early goals to Luau and Kopp, who was an outstanding contributor to this result, to snare the 3 points. A flying start. And they had enough in the tank to stave off the advances of a fast-finishing Sky Blues. The Wanderers lift themselves up off the base of the ladder. Full-time here at Rockdale Illingdon Sports Centre. It's the visitors, the Western Sydney Wanderers, running out 2-1 victors in round 24 action of the NPL Men's Premier League in New South Wales.